just cut out, and I think we're back now. Yeah, okay, we're back.
You're
That
not
was
live for me. I don't know what's
check
happening.
the page. Yeah, we're back live. Okay, so what I think happened is my stream cut out and then crashed. Um,
Cool. Yeah, we're back on. We're back on. We're back on.
we're
We're
back
back on.
on. Sorry everybody. Sorry about that. Um, our stream crashed. We were getting into the crux of the issue. I don't remember exactly where we were when we stopped. Uh, so my apologies. Uh,
If we run out of things to talk about on this topic, we can move to other.
Let's talk about anarchy. So, Dia,
oh
I
Jesus
fundamentally
Christ!
disagree with your ability to abolish the state because I believe your dissatisfaction with the state government right now is because you expect it to perform the services that it has promised and does not. Therefore, you somehow think in order for the government to perform the services it has promised and has not done. I think abolishing it is the solution.
No. My issue with the state is that it's an arm of capital, and I believe in the abolition of capitalism. And I think
Well, I am a very materialistic person. I do like the possession of things, therefore I disagree. That's it.
Yeah, see, you got a bed in there, a mirror, some glasses. You know.
oh man, under a capitalist system, I buy things.
Well, yes, because essentially under the capitalist system, what we have is we have the free exchange of goods and ideas, and
No.
under any
I gotta
anarchy,
say, I love Iris Van Herpen and Alexander McQueen.
yeah,
Sorry.
like this, iPhones wouldn't be created under the threat of gunpoint. It comes from the idea
That's
of.
okay.
Comes from some
I mean,
dick.
we can talk about communism if you want. We're kind of
No,
at
I actually haven't eaten anything today, so we might. I think we should just sum up the taxation idea in our own words, and
Wait,
let
how
the
long have
chat.
we been going?
We've been going for over an hour. We're about to hit an hour and 9 minutes.
Oh, it doesn't feel like that way. And I forgot about popcorn.
I'm sorry. So I
And
think
Instagram won't let me like any post anymore.
so. From my understanding, what the impasse we've again is it crashing again? No, okay. So from my understanding, the framework that we're working with, the current idea that we've created, the impasse that we have, is that while I believe that it is for the it is not, rather it's the government's responsibility to give to its citizens without expecting a whole lot, in the sense of taxation, and that only the most pure form of government spending should be allocated to the people, or sorry, to the people to pay. Um, I would say that the government itself is not a driving factor in the success of a business. Well, I believe Dia and Sarah would disagree. Now, that's fine because that is the main disagreement we have. That is where our main arguments are coming from. Dia, do you disagree with that assumption, that assertion?
not really. I think that's decent.
And so that's just a different worldview, which I think is a very fair. I'm not saying that D is particularly stupid because I don't think that's true. You're quite bright. And
Also, if
so
you said Dio was stupid, I'd kick you off the team.
and well, Dia asked me in the text message if
You
she
are
could.
not allowed to call underclassmen stupid. You have a senior reputation to protect, Jacob.
Oh, that's not true. I have no reputation to defend here.
You have quite the reputation. I just dropped your name on Instagram and like everybody responded.
Well, I hope they do watch this because I think this was a very interesting discussion we had,
We had
and
8 viewers at one point.
We still have 8 viewers.
um
No,
and
we had 5.
and we're at three
Oh,
currently.
We're at 4.
Mine says 8.
Four.
Mine says 4.
I have three.
I have 8.
Okay,
It's all
if
right.
it's
I'm
just
not particular.
us.
It has been recorded and has been saved to the stream, to my
Hey,
channel.
future person who's watching this.
Yeah, so you can watch this one and the one previous because it did cut out. Sad to say, gonna have to watch it in two parts. This is just our end of stream, our post stream summary. I think the main difference comes from a difference in view of world. In the view of world, I'm more obviously capitalist and structural in some aspects. where I believe in small businesses and businesses in general to solve the world's problems, and I think Dia would fundamentally disagree with that. So that is where our main impasse is coming from, and I don't know. Stop it, Sarah. And I think that is where we're gonna have to stop, because we can go back and forth on determining what we deem valuable for the government to do, because obviously the standards are different. But I think it's important for people to decide on their own and read what needs to happen. I've read The Conquest of Bread, I've read Das Kapital, I've read the Communist Manifesto, and I've read some writings from
Let's
Lenin,
recommend
that
research
bastard.
materials.
Oh, and so I understand the mindset of Kropotkin, even though I can't stand him because
I'm curious. Are you familiar with like what branch of anarchism he subscribed to?
in general terms, anarcho-communism and anarcho-communalism, but it's so broad at this point, people redefine it every which way. My little brother, who I might bring in a second to talk about it, is also a big fan of Kropotkin, and we have furious debates on whether or not he's a crazy fucking commie, or excuse my language, or a reasonable and thought out economic philosopher. So I think it's up for the chat and everybody watching and anybody who will watch to decide for yourself on what role the government should play in the economy, and in turn what the tax rate you would believe in.
Oh look, somebody just posted in the chat. It says it ought to be anarchy.
I know that's you, Sarah. I thought well, maybe it's fun. Hey,
I
look,
don't
I
even
mean,
know.
abolish the state, let me own a tank, fucking I'll drive through people's yards. That sounds fun. But that I think is the reasonable discussion we had, is the role of the government within the economy and everything. While Dia and I disagree, I think we can both agree that this has been semi-productive and enjoyable. I have to thank, once again, our sponsor, Raid Shadow Legends, before we end the stream.
Fuck you, Raid Shadow Legends.
Stop it, Sarah. You can't say that. You can't say that on this.
I'm sorry. I thought you were a libertarian and I can say whatever the fuck I want.
No, because then I won't get paid. I won't get paid, Sarah.
Okay, fine. Don't fuck unless you have consent.
Yes, there you go. I agree.
Sorry, Raid Shadow
And I also
Legends.
have to thank the Young Democratic Socialists, or the Young Socialist Democrats, whatever the club is called. I don't know for sure, Dia, you can tell me, for inviting me to do this with you. This has been enjoyable. You can invite me anytime. I like doing this.
Just for the record, the Young Democratic Socialist Club has chosen not to associate themselves with this debate, just in case they get bad flack.
Are you serious?
That's what Dubai told me after
Yes.
I posted on my shoulder. He said, "Yeah, it's not trying to associate something with the club that might like have backlash." I'm like, "I'm so sorry," and then he fixed it in Dia's name instead.
That's true.
Okay,
but
then I have to thank.
I'm still gonna shill for them because I feel
See. But just posted. It's not.
Yeah. Okay.
It's not associated.
It's
just Dia, Jacob, and I being our like bored ass fucking asses and getting sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends.
My apologies.
Oh, thank you, Dubai. That's a really weird, fucked up robot face. It looks like something I would see in a horror movie.
I understand now that this is not. I was not invited here under the aspects of the prospects, I should say, rather, of the Young Democratic Socialists of America, but rather one of their members, Dia. This is not sponsored or upheld or associated with the Young Democratic Socialists of America in any way. That's your disclaimer at the very end of the stream, because I was just made aware of it.
I was also kind of, but it's fine.
It's okay. It's okay.
Yeah, it's okay.
Jacob and Dia both bamboozled me into being here, so I claim to be the victim in this situation.
Not bamboozled. I bribed you. I mean, I'll
you
pay
bamboozled me. You said we're gonna argue about communism, and then come up and it's like taxation. I'm like,
well, what's the difference?
Shall we argue about communism? We can do this
it depends on whose definition you're going by.
Mine would be I would be arguing about the theoretical version of communism, because I believe the current states that currently call themselves communists are not communists. They're simply social dictatorships that use the name communist to defend the practices, when it is not technically the theoretical version of communism as stated by Marx. Okay,
Screw
the
Marx.
theoretical version of karma.
Marx knew for a fact that every single one of his ideas would be built upon the dead bodies of millions. He wrote that verbatim.
Yeah.
I don't think he would. I just think he made a flawed philosophy that many people took into their hands and turned into a corrupt government. I think that his philosophy, fundamentally, if you look at purely theoretically, is flawed in many different aspects.
You don't have to. You can look at it practically implemented, and it has worked.
It's not practically implemented because it is the lack of government and the idea that people will share resources communally. But humans are selfish. We are naturally selfish beings. If someone said that either Jacob or we could both get C's, or I could get an A and he could get an F, I don't know what you think I would choose. But the answer is I want an A.
Yeah, I choose an A and let you get an F.
But
screw you, Jacob.
You're talking about it within the purview of a capitalist framework.
I'm talking about the purview of human nature. I think capitalism only works, and it only is capable because humans are naturally selfish beings, and we want the profit for ourselves.
I have to agree because
therefore capitalism works. Does it mean I like capitalism in any way? No.
What?
I just think it's the most natural way that markets flow because humans are entities.
Human beings are selfish. We should give them more power.
No, I'm just saying that communism is an impossible theoretical. I'm not saying that the idea of sharing things communally isn't very nice. I just don't think it's very possible. If you have a store where there's no government reinforcement, but everybody is rationed to one loaf of bread, and the first person that comes in there, they could either take their ration one loaf of bread, or they could take the entire store, or however many they want. There is no regulation, and therefore, because they have their own interests, their own family to feed, they're going to take more than one loaf of bread. And that is why I believe communism does not fundamentally work.
Well, first of all, that's not necessarily true, but like communism, by definition.
Okay, you might take one loaf of bread, but I'm really sorry. I have a brother that's really hungry. I'm going to take two.
I'm talking about, like, if you're talking about communism, then you're talking about a utopian state. By definition, under a utopian state, you would have tons of surplus. So there would be no ration.
It doesn't matter how much surplus you have. People are going to take as much as they have. I don't believe that there is going to be a I agree with Jacob. There isn't a post-scarcity.
I mean, we already
do the best that we can. I believe that poverty is something you cannot eliminate because of human nature. But I also believe poverty isn't just. So it's something that, I think communism is appealing. I just don't think it's possible.
We can collect more water. We have more food. We can produce, or we can.
There's an X amount of water in the world. It's not going to feed all of us.
Our population, the class of people that don't have access to their basic needs, is an artificial class created by capitalism by necessity because they need the system requires an underclass of people.
Capitalism existed before government existed. Okay, capitalism existed in the form of humans taking from the environment, humans taking from other people.
Hold on, are you saying that like indigenous societies were capitalist?
I'm saying that indigenous societies, capitalism is a market form of human need. I believe that in human need, when you have your own human resource, an X amount of resources, and you have the ability to take them by force or the ability to take them as you will, then that is its own form of capitalistic need. And so I believe that because there are an X amount of resources in the world, and there's an X amount of people in the world, and there's X amount of people who will take more than they need, there will never be enough.
Okay, hold on.
Humans are shit.
Hold on. Yes, hold on. We're getting off track. We can talk about communism and all of that.
Okay, next time.
Next time. We could. I don't even care if we do this on a monthly basis because I'm enjoying it. But here's what I have to say because I do want to go eat lunch and it's been 1 hour since we started. I have to thank everybody because it's my stream. I'm gonna finish up. I have to thank everybody who decided to watch and comment in the chat. You guys mean a lot to me for coming on and watching. I have to thank Dia Pingali and Sarah Bian for joining me today on Bian. I don't know. I'm sorry.
It's okay. I just want to egg you on for it.
Joining me today on November 28th, 2020 for our Is Taxation Theft debate, which featured at the very end whether communism is stupid. The answer is yes. And so we're all going to go take some medication and we are all going to have some lunch and I'm going to go do some German homework because I'm going to lose my mind. Thank you everybody for joining. I really appreciate you all. And now I'm going to end the stream. If you want to contact me, you can do it through Twitch. If you want to be part of these debates,
can I drop my Insta?
Let me know. You can plug yourselves now. I don't care if you want people to follow you.
I'll plug the YDSA Instagram.
Okay.
Apparently this isn't affiliated. I wasn't aware. So.
Well, this is not
Well, you guys are
affiliated.
currently the YDSA is currently affiliated with CTHS's Fine Print magazine. You should definitely post your even political poetry, prose, and artwork to the Young Fine Print magazine. Because right now you have like 15 comments from the YDSA on our Fine Print posts because they've took advantage of that.
Oh Christ, I'm gonna have to get in that, aren't I? Yeah. Okay. So, while the YSDA is not associated with this debate in any way, we advise you to check out their meetings. Dia, when do they meet?
Typically in Monday, from 3 to 4.
Typically, one. I don't know which
Morning,
day,
Ramsey talks a lot.
but 3 to 4, and Ramsey's a good guy.
He's terrifying.
He's not. You just need to know how to talk to him.
No. Okay, I know him, right? I didn't think he was terrifying before his transformation over the summer. That man is terrifying.
And so I have to thank everybody once again for watching. And thank you to our not sponsor, but kind of sponsor, but not really sponsor, Raid Shadow Legends.
Sorry, Raid Shadow Legends, if I offended you.
How could you do that, Sarah? And thank you once again. This has been very educational. No, it hasn't. We just kind of yelled at each other for an hour. But besides that, we should definitely submit this for extra credit.
We should. Marty would love this.
I think I cursed too much at the end.
You cursed way too much in the beginning. And yes, I know the difference between the two. To be fair, the beginning of Civilization won't look that different from the end of it.
That's true. I'm going to go eat some eggs and toast and watch on my fantastic little tablet device that I bought with a capital that was owed to me from being a good boy.
Oh, if you guys want to see movies about government, I highly recommend the horror movie The Platform, because you think it's just a horror movie, right? But it's actually so good, and it's such a weird way because it's a little convoluted the way they address like different governments in the way, but I think it's really great. It's like an insight to how people act within different versions of different governments, and to the very end, it's so good. It is a horror movie, but it doesn't have many jump scares. It's just
I'd say it's more like a psychological thriller.
It's so good.
It is also in Spanish. Fair warning. Most people do dubs. It
has English subtitles.
Yeah, most people do subs.
Yeah.
So I would agree. I think that the movie, The Platform, is a fantastic look on the greed and compassion of humanity, and what people do to survive, and what people
and the impact of socioeconomic class on actions.
And that's true.
I think it's definitely great in that insight.
Yeah, it is a little gross though, so keep that in mind.
You're being pressured by two seniors right now to watch it.
Yeah, watch the movie. It's very good.
Watch it.
You can watch the summary
as your team captain, I'm kidding.
Or you can watch the summary of it on YouTube, which is also not a bad way to spend 45 minutes. If you're interested in reading on some more anarcho-communist or communist ideas, you can read up on Marx, Lenin, Kropotkin, others. And if you're interested in more capitalist ideas, then you can read up on Thomas Sowell, Ben Shapiro, who has a great book called How to Destroy the West in 3 Easy Ways.
Screw you, Shapiro.
Frick off, Sarah.
No. I am fine with any of the authors you say. I just don't think Shapiro is considered an author or human being.
Ayn Rand also has good books on voluntarism, so I'd read.
Oh, Ayn Rand! Oh my god, I read The Fountainhead the other.
Ayn.
I know. Oh, Ayn Rand. Okay. I read The Fountainhead by her. Her idea of poetic justice is very odd.
It's a good book. The Simpsons also parodied it, so that was funny.
I don't like it at all. I thought the main character was so rude.
That's the point of because she was pushed around. He was pushed around.
No, he just didn't. He didn't give a shit about anyone. He was like, I don't care about anyone's opinions. Like, you can only go so far in life without having a single bone of compassion in your body. That man was the most discompassionate person I have ever read as a protagonist. He did not care for anyone else's. Okay, it's one thing to not care about others' opinion, but others' feelings, emotions, temperament. The welfare, he just did not care. I'm like, this is your protagonist? Honey.
Because Ayn Rand was a fake philosopher.
She was pretty conservative, but I would like to say her contributions as an author, especially as a female in a very male-dominated, like philosophical, political environment, the way she was able to break through that, like as a woman, was.
Man,
I disagree with everything she said.
I don't give a shit about gender crap. I'm a class reductionist. I'm biting the bullet.
Okay.
Okay, but she did stuff.
All right.
Anyway,
well,
let's move
we're
on.
gonna end the stream here. Thank you all for watching, and we will see you later. Bye.
Yeah, I'll end the screen.